guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to talk about melodic improvisation, how you can sound more meaningful, more melodic while you improvise. If you're looking for some new inspiration, new things to practice, definitely check out the link in the description. Again, completely free download, so hope you'll enjoy it. But anyway, let's get actually into today's topic, which is, again, melodic improvisation, how you can develop melodies while you improvise, how you can sound more meaningful, more musical, and less like you're playing just up and down the scales, which is cool sometimes, but if you just do that, it's gonna get boring, obviously, after a while. So here's the first tip that I have on that. Let's talk about a concept that I like to call question and answer. Basically, every time you're creating a melody, you're constructing a melody in a solo or in a song, you're trying to create some sort of story, right? You're trying to tell a story, really. That's the ultimate goal. So you're going to try to create tension and resolutions along this story, right? So you're trying to create waves of different emotions. So the question for me is, when you create tension with a phrase or with certain intervals that you target, right? I kind of try to do that at the beginning of the solo you heard at the beginning of the video. So basically, anytime you target an interval which is outside of the chord that you're playing, you're most likely going to create tension. That's the question, right? You're creating some expectation in the listener so that it creates a story, right? So you keep the listener engaged and it sounds like you have something to say and you're not just playing random notes, which is what we want to avoid, obviously. Now, obviously, after you create some tension with the question, you want to resolve that, right? And you want to give the answer. You can do that immediately after the question. You can do that after a minute, after the full solo. It really depends on the context. You have, obviously, many creative options for that. But nonetheless, you're going to try to resolve that tension. Otherwise, it's going to sound bad. It's going to sound unintentional. So resolving the tension by answering the question, to me, is basically targeting intervals that are contained in the chords that you play, right? So anything from the root, the third or the fifth of the chord that you're playing over, that usually resolves the tension that you're creating. So let's actually get the guitar and the music going, because I'm bad at speaking. So let me try to give you an example here on with the backing track. So I'm going to try to basically start by introducing some tension by targeting, again, notes outside the chords, and then I'm going to try to resolve that tension, right? Kind of giving you an idea of the question and answer. Okay, so hopefully, nonsense apart, that gave you an idea on basically what I was talking about. So most of the time you're going to try to target notes like actually the second. We were playing on D flat major and B flat minor, so these are the two chords. The first note, the first phrase that I kind of built was along those lines, and this note, that's ninth of the first chord, right? The ninth of D flat major. Being the ninth and not the third or the fifth or the root note basically means that that note is going to create tension, right? Because it's not inside the main chord notes, the main triad of the chord that we're playing over. So that's why it sounds like, it needs something else. Like you're creating an expectation in the listener to kind of see what's next. Do you know what I mean? And then I resolve basically to the root note. It's also, the root of the whole key. So it's literally the best way you can resolve tension within that key. It kind of sounds like question and answer to me. Like, okay, that's a question. That's the answer. So that was the idea behind it. And if you keep this in mind through the whole solo, you're gonna find yourself playing a lot more musically, I think. It could be a very easy and effective approach to just try to, approach soloing from a more musical standpoint instead of just thinking of scale, note choice, and that sort of stuff, which is definitely important. And there's definitely a time in which you just have to just shred full on. And that's great. If you're able to do that in the right spot, in the right time, during the solo, that can create tension or release tension as well, just like a melody. And that's why, some players are able to shred and play lots of notes very fast and still sound musical, because because it's still part of a story, right? Which is the whole solo. So try to imagine the solo while you improvise, or even in a song when you write, as one piece of story, and then every phrase is going to basically contribute to the final story, if that makes sense. Now, obviously, that's easier said than done, and it takes a lot of practice to just be aware of what you play while you improvise. That's definitely another key aspect here. Try to, again, be aware of what you play while you improvise. So be aware of the notes that you're choosing and where those notes are leading into the improvisation. So I'd say these things are really easier to just play than to explain. So I'm going to try to give you a few more examples on this on the backing track. Let's see how that's going to end up. Yeah, that wasn't necessarily the best take ever, but hopefully you noticed a few of those like question and answer type of phrases that I've used, and hopefully this will inspire you to just try this out and see how that works for you. Yeah, let me know what you think. Leave some comments down here and I'd be happy to check them out, reply as much as possible. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for today's video. Hope you guys liked it, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on next uploads. If you're interested in guitar lessons, as always, you'll find all the details down here in the description. I'd love to have you on board if you're serious about guitar, if you're looking to step up your playing. This is the right place for you. In any case, I'll see you guys as always in the next video.